Welcome to the No Views News. This program was created on Tuesday, December 7th, at 8:25 a.m. Pacific Standard Time, by Zeno Reader. There are 683 headlines from 106 feeds we check to build this automated report. Welcome to No Views, daily automated podcast news. The headlines in this super unknown daily news summary do not imply fact-checking or endorsement of ideas. The first headlines are from the current most popular news site, Yahoo News, with 175 million estimated monthly unique visitors. Stephen Colbert shreds Marjorie Taylor Greene's new COVID argument with a basic truth. Amy Lee of Evanescence, I hail of Hailstorm no rock and roll is very much alive. Jimmy Kimmel flips one of Trump's most offensive moments back on them over COVID spread. Jim Jordan's unhinged Nazis comparison summed up in one word on Twitter. North Korea wants to give candies to kids for Kim Jong-un's birthday, but it's making its citizens pay to produce them, report. Elon Musk says there are not enough people and that the falling birth rate could threaten human civilization. Mark Meadows accuses former Defense Secretary Mark Esper of being the culprit in major leaks to the press. A Trump Christmas card is making its rounds on the internet, but fact-checkers say it's fake and likely an altered photo of his visit to the UK. Severe storms slam the southeast. Vanessa Bryant says she feels sick and extreme sadness and anger knowing Kobe and Gianna crash scene photos were shared by LA County officials. The next headlines are from the second most popular news website at this time, with 150 million unique monthly visitors, Google News. Evergrande debt deadline passes with no sign of payment sources, Reuters. Biden and Putin set to hold call at critical moment of escalating tensions over Ukraine, CNN. Afghanistan, Foreign Office chaotic during Kabul evacuation, whistleblower, BBC News. Antarctica eclipsed, moon blots out the sun in stunning space photo of the total solar eclipse, see Tech Daily. Jussie Smollett, who denied orchestrating attack, heads back to the stand to face cross-examination, CNN. 8 winners and 1 loser from the Patriots' win over the Bills, Pat's Pulpit. Mixing Pfizer, Astra's COVID-19 shots with Moderna gives better immune response UK study, Reuters. UAE to shift weekend to Saturday and Sunday from next year, CNBC. Fuel leak delays Atlas V rocket launch too early Tuesday morning, watch it live, space.com. Instagram will now tell users when to take a break from using the app, CNN. The following headlines are from the third most popular news website, with 110 million unique monthly visitors, The Huffington Post. Pence's former top aide cooperating with January 6 panel. And the most mispronounced words of 2021 are. Colbert shreds Marjorie Taylor Greene's new COVID argument with a basic truth. Chris Christie jokes about Trump definitely giving him COVID. People are highly emu said by Devin Nunes surprise career change. Kimmel flips one of Trump's most offensive moments back on them over COVID spread. Jim Jordan's unhinged Nazis claim summed up in one word on Twitter. Colorado Sheriff's Office blasted after tweet showing Santa getting handgun permit. Former D.C. Guard official rips unmitigated January 6 lies of Michael Flynn's brother. Navy suspends military tank farm after Hawaii aquifer contamination. The next headlines are from the fourth most popular news website, with 95 million estimated unique monthly visitors, CNN. Man gets life sentence for murder of HPD sergeant. MPD, 2-year-old boy who shot himself has died. $50 lawsuit filed in Flint home explosion. PD, love triangle led to murder of airport employee. Minnesota DNR certifies new Muskie state record. Exhibit helps tell story of Wisconsin agriculture. Fossil hunters unearth what Mo dinosaur looked like. Tyson rewards workers with over $50 in year-end bonuses. Preschool looks for solutions among staffing shortage. Supply chain crisis leads to cream cheese shortage. The next headlines are from the 5th most popular news website at this time, with 70 million estimated unique monthly visitors, the New York Times. Can Olaf Scholz, Germany's new chancellor, revive a left in Europe? Hawaii braces for more in a storm lashes region. How many countries will follow the U.S. boycott of Beijing's Olympics? Military project that identified 355 crew members who died at Pearl Harbor ends its On the banks of the furious Congo River, a 5-star emporium of ambition. Sri Lanka's plunge into organic farming brings disaster. Meet the sheriff who wants to put Andrew Cuomo behind bars. American families are drowning in care costs. Here's how to change that. What kind of power should the names of New York have? It's never too late to go to college and rewrite your story. The following headlines are from the 6th most popular news website, with an estimated 65 million monthly unique visitors, Fox News. Are Biden and Apis' policies inviting the next Pearl Harbor? Chocolate chip pecan pie combines 2 decadent desserts for Christmas, try the recipe. Secret Santa gifts under $25. Biden-Putin call, analysts say U.S. president may still have a chance to derail Ukraine invasion. White House, CNN promote Washington Post column claiming Biden is getting Apis, worse Apis, media coverage than Trump. Pearl Harbor Apis' 80th anniversary, veterans share why America must Apis, unite Apis, today. I was in Trump world for almost 4 years, this is what meant the most to me. Gao struggles to identify how 20% of federal grants for 2020 voting were spent. Los Angeles police chase suspect rams into police cruisers in Studio City. Hawley says Biden administration cares more about Apis, gender issues Apis, than national security. You are hearing today's top news headlines and more. Today is Tuesday, December 7th. The next headlines are from the 8th most popular news website, with an estimated 53 million monthly unique visitors, Mail Online, the Daily Mail. CCTV shows the road rage argument that led to BMW driving father being stabbed to death. Met Office issues urgent ice warning as 1,000-mile-wide storm barrel rampages towards UK. Dominic Raab says No 10 is not considering Christmas curbs amid Omicron outbreak. British woman Kate claims she had sex with Epstein at Ghislaine Maxwell's Belgravia mansion. Australian conman Peter Foster arrested by police in country Victoria. It's really come to something when Theresa May is more bullish about COVID than Boris Johnson. A&E crisis sparks 220 lost operations every day as NHS creaks under weight of COVID fallout. Best savings rates, top deals from savings platforms. Female footballer, 34, died after sudden seizure brought on by anxiety, inquest hears. Rogue PCR firms are gaming the system, warning over rip-off test firms. The following headlines are from the 9th most popular news website, with an estimated 47 million monthly unique visitors, The Washington Post. This is the Washington Post World News Feed. As Biden calls Putin, threat of Russian invasion of Ukraine mounts. Uganda registers first 7 cases of Omicron, says official. Whistleblower, as Afghanistan fell, UK abandoned supporters. Biden, Putin to discuss Ukraine in video call amid growing tensions. Indonesian leader visits eruption survivors, vows to rebuild. Las Galaxies and premiering Macbeth opens to full house. Rohingya refugees sue Facebook for $150 billion, alleging it helped perpetuate genocide in Myanmar. Omicron travel ban strikes South Africa's safari business. Biden's call with Putin is a big test. Can the U.S. defuse a potential Russia-Ukraine war? China says it doesn't care about Biden's Olympic snub. Why is it warning of countermeasures? The next headlines are from the 10th most popular news website, which has an estimated 42 million monthly unique visitors, The Guardian. This is The Guardian's U.S. news feed. COVID News Live, Omicron likely to become dominant variant, UK and US experts say. US immigration judges clash with Biden over their union rights. China's import surge cheers markets, UK house price growth at 15-year high, Business Live. UAE cuts working week and shifts weekend back a day. US billionaire surrenders $70 moth stolen art. Japanese fashion tycoon to blast off for international space station as Russia revives space tourism. Hope Review, sensitive study of the grief that lies behind a cancer diagnosis. Patsy Stevenson, we were angry at being told we couldn't mourn the death of a woman. A Native American designed Washington's logo, now his family want it back. Storm Bear leaves thousands without power in Ireland. The following headlines are from the 12th most popular news website, with an estimated 36 million monthly unique visitors, ABC News. Biden to confront Putin over Ukraine in high-stakes meeting. Motorcycle explosion in southern Iraqi city kills at least 2. German party sign coalition deal for new Scholz government. In major change, UAE work week to be Monday through Friday. New York City poised to give voting rights to non-citizens. Chuji, Omicron among 2021's most mispronounced words. Watch, cow stops traffic on Illinois road. Storm sweeps Hawaii, brings threat of catastrophic floods. State issues new law to standardize collection, tracking of rape kits. The next headlines are from the 13th most popular news website, with an estimated 35 million monthly unique visitors, the BBC News. Western leaders urge Russia to lower Ukraine tensions. Kenyan policeman shoots dead 6 people including wife. Grammy Awards, Drake withdraws nominations. Afghanistan, Foreign Office chaotic during Kabul evacuation, whistleblower. Indonesia volcano, toll rises after Mount Semeru buries villages. Vishal Garg, U.S. bus fires 900 employees over Zoom. 2022 Beijing Winter Olympics, China criticizes U.S. diplomatic boycott. Rohingya sue Facebook for $150 billion over Myanmar hate speech. Peter Foster, Australian conman caught after 6-month manhunt. Emmett Till, U.S. closes investigation without charges. The following headlines are from the 14th most popular news website, with an estimated 34 million monthly unique visitors, USA Today. On this day, December 7, 1967. Pearl Harbor led to a changed world. 80 years later, a fading memory will be honored again. Hong Kong loses its shine amid tough virus measures. U.S. launches new global vaccine access program, more K-12 students in Indiana test positive for COVID, live updates. Black pastors, Ahmaud Arbery case highlights historical community role. Omicron could be more contagious, less dangerous, that would be good news for the human race. State of emergency declared in Hawaii, forecasters warn of catastrophic flooding. Oxford District declined offer to launch independent review into school shooting, Michigan AG says. British woman testifies about alleged grooming by Maxwell. Navy suspends use of military tank farm above Hawaii aquifer after petroleum leak. The next headlines are from the 15th most popular news website, with an estimated 35.5 million monthly unique visitors, the LA Times. Q&A, Governor Newsom talks about his children's book to help those, like himself, with dyslexia. 13-year-old boy is killed, 2 other people injured in Wilmington shooting. A leader of LA pandemic fraud ring gets more than 10 years in prison. More than $30 million in fake designer goods seized at ports of LA and Long Beach. Mater Dei football players broke a student athlete's jaw in a planned attack, lawsuit says. Former head of DWP agrees to plead guilty to bribery charge. Murder charges filed against LA man accused of killing Jacqueline Avant. California Rep. Devin Nunes leaving Congress to head Trump social media group. A San Francisco restaurant refused to serve on-duty police officers. The backlash was swift. Controversy be damned, Dave Chappelle will open Netflix's comedy festival next year. We hope you are enjoying this news podcast. Today is Tuesday, December 7th, 2021. You just heard from the top 15 most popular news websites in the world. More, from other news sources, is up next. Next, Reddit World News. Reddit is a user collective which claims over 430 million active users per month, and these are the top voted stories today. The UAE is the first nation in the world to introduce a national working week shorter than the global 5-day week. UK to use all economic and diplomatic tools if Russia invades Ukraine, PM says. UAE becomes first Arab country to implement a 4.5-day work week. Expect anything, Ukrainian troops brace for possible Russian attack. China claims to have democracy that works ahead of Biden summit. Luxury brand Chanel roasted online for $1,025 advent calendar full of stickers, other trinkets. Travis Scott files request to dismiss Astroworld suits, Live Nation denies allegations. U.S. says it will send troops to Eastern Europe if Russia invades Ukraine. U.S. foreign policy. At least 13 civilians shot dead by army in India's Nagaland state. News. Niger Delta communities in great danger as month-old oil spill continues. Nigerian oil company cannot contain the old blown-out well. Locals advised to evacuate. China Evergrande shares plummet 12% as it edges closer to default. Thailand reports its first case of the Omicron variant in a U.S. citizen visiting from Spain. Putin expected to demand guarantee that NATO never expand into Ukraine, or Russia might soon launch an offensive against its neighbor. All coral reefs in western Indian Ocean at high risk of collapse in next 50 years. From Seychelles to the Delagoa region off the coast of Mozambique in South Africa, the reef systems are at risk of becoming functionally extinct by the 2070s according to a new assessment. Scientists say they caught China successfully changing weather as the South China Morning Post reports. Researchers say that during the Chinese Communist Party's centennial celebration, weather authorities successfully modified the weather above Beijing to clear the sky and reduce pollution. The next headlines are from Forbes. Oprah Winfrey, Taylor Swift and Ava DuVernay, the most powerful women in entertainment 2021. Money and Power, the billionaires on Forbes' World's 100 Most Powerful Women list 2021. Biden's foreign policy and security crisis, the growing threat to the freedom of Ukraine and Taiwan. Why Dylan Windler's G-League appearance makes sense for him and the Cleveland Cavaliers. Car lessees advised to buy out as inventories dwindle and prices rise. Fiorentina and Vincenzo Italiano, building something truly special in the Renaissance city. None of top 5 congested roads in UK feature adjacent cycleways. Deleted, Elon Musk once again opposes Biden's proposed subsidies for electric vehicles built by union workers. Ada Hegerberg reveals scoring first goals after 22 months gave her goosebumps. Novak Djokovic picked for ATP Cup in Sydney amid questions about his vaccination status. The next headlines are from Nature.com. Are female science leaders judged more harshly than men? Study it. How remoldable computer hardware is speeding up science. Hominin skull in Mars panorama, November's best science images. Portugal, female science leaders could speed up change. Called to join the decentralized science movement. Understand the real reasons reproducibility reform fails. Python Power Up, new image tool visualizes complex data. Has Eric Kandel rested on his laurels? No. Handling snakes for science. Climate adaptation, and the next great extinction, books in brief. The World Population Update. Currently, we are increasing by over 220,000 people a day, expecting to reach 8 billion in 2023. At the time this report was generated, the population was estimated to be 7,749,491,665 humans. Worldometers.info says there are 195 countries at this time and, of those, the top 10 with the largest populations are, in order, China, India, the United States, Indonesia, Pakistan, Brazil, Nigeria, Bangladesh, Russia, and then Mexico. The next headlines are from Variety. ITV reveals first look at Romulus 2, launches global sales exclusive. Former Shine France boss Thierry Lachgar named CEO of ITV Studios France. Emerald Fennell, Lucy Prebble top UK Writers Guild Awards shortlist. The Boy in the Striped Pajamas author John Boyne's The Echo Chamber set for series adaptation at Red Production Company. White-on-White review, the camera lens is an instrument of violence in a haunting colonialist reflection. The Bachelorette recap, Michelle Young's Men Tell All and Tayshia Adams confirms end of engagement. The White Fortress review, moving portrait of doomed first love in socially unequal Sarajevo. Zero to Hero review, biopic of Hong Kong Paralympics champion So Why has just enough grit to offset its high sugar content. Stop your holiday bar cart with these 8 alcohol delivery services. 5 takeaways from Variety's Hitmakers Award Show. The following headlines are from NPR, National Public Radio. The new director on why Americans aren't getting healthier, despite medical advances. Data analysts proved what Black Pittsburgh knew about COVID's racial disparities. Instagram unveils new teen safety tools ahead of Senate hearing. UI organizations applaud the U.S. diplomatic boycott of the Beijing Olympics. Fired CNN anchor Chris Cuomo steps away from his Sirius XM show. After the deadly school shooting, a Michigan prosecutor criticizes school officials. Biden Supreme Court Commission steers clear of controversial issues in draft report. Rep. Devin Nunes is resigning from Congress to be CEO of Trump's new media company. Adult portable bed rails have been recalled after 2 people died. The Justice Department closes its investigation into the lynching of Emmett Till. The following headlines are from The Week. Iran nuclear talks won't, and cannot, succeed. Why viability is the best possible abortion compromise. Late-night hosts joke darkly about gun-toting Santa, secret super-spreader Trump. Justice Department sues Texas over redistricting maps, claiming Voting Rights Act violations. Jimmy Fallon debuts his own bona fide Christmas song, featuring Ariana Grande and Megan Thee Stallion. Washington Post editorial page chief Fred Hyatt is dead at 66. GOP Rep. Devin Nunes is leaving Congress to head Trump's social media startup. Can the Senate pass the Build Back Better bill before Christmas? Chris Cuomo will no longer host his radio show after CNN firing. The old Republican establishment dies with Bob Dole. The following headlines are from the Texas Observer. Envisioning the effects of big oil and gas along the Texas coast. Texas legislators ask Biden administration to reinstate Planned Parenthood as Medicaid provider. The next headlines are from Universe Today. Maybe boson clouds could explain dark matter. Did the Earth's water come from the sun? Messier 95, the NGC 3351 barred spiral galaxy. Don't Look Up shines a satirical spotlight on the campaign to counter cosmic threats. Colliding gases at the heart of the Running Man Nebula. These are the news headlines for today, Tuesday, December 7th. This podcast is produced only in English at this time. As of 2020, the Ethnologue reference lists 7,117 different human languages, with English being the third most common, after Mandarin Chinese and Spanish. The following headlines are from earthsky.org. Photos, this week's moon and planets after sunset. Arecibo data lives on, provides new galaxy insights. Moon, Jupiter, Saturn, Venus December 6th to December 9th. Earliest sunset for 40 degrees north around now. The next news is from Politico. European Union seeks new powers to fight misogyny and hate. Pope likens EU's bungled inclusive language efforts to dictatorship. Hundreds of House districts are being redrawn. Here's who's winning and losing. Most voters back abortion rights but are not swayed by threat to Roe, poll finds. Biden's Summit for Democracy gets under autocrats' skins. Dems weigh forcing Manchin's hand on their $1.7 trillion mega bill. Senate primary tests what it means to be a loyal Democrat. Department of Justice aims to block Bannon defense strategy. Jussie Smollett testifies at his trial, there was no hoax. Florida Democrats already pointing fingers as they steel themselves for November. The next headlines are from the Sydney Morning Herald in Australia. Banking report card, must try harder. Police seize $1.8 million in cash stacked on CBD hotel coffee table. Action needed to financially encourage more pensioners to work. What happened in the biggest year of super reform since 1992? Having to sell your home to pay for aged care is a myth. Time for your year-end money reality check. Pressing need for SMSF trustees to seek specialist advice. Almost 2,000 WA public servants refuse COVID-19 jab after vaccination deadline. Man sentenced to life for killing love rival on Gold Coast. The pub's out but the tab's in, as QLD hedges its bets with new rules for unvaxxed. The next headlines are from MarketWatch. Understanding Social Security, can I receive survivor benefits from my ex-wife before I claim my Social Security? The big move, I bought my home for $30,000, and now it's worth almost $3 million. How can I avoid a massive tax bill? The big move, I've lived in my home for 30 years, but my ex-husband is forcing me to sell it. Do I have squatters' rights? Should I visit family? 3 ways to protect against COVID-19 Omicron variant during the holiday season. The blood pressure of middle-aged Americans increased during COVID-19 pandemic. Here's why. Kelly Blue Book, with a sectional sofa and a joystick, is this Hyundai SUV concept a sign of F's to come? The moneyest, I trust no one, my fianc wants my share of our home if I die, but I have a disabled adult son, is this the kind of man I should marry? Livability, 8 places to see beautiful holiday light displays. Market snapshot, Dow futures jumped nearly 300 points as rebound from Omicron worries continues. Nerd Wallet, 4 ways to save on gas. Next, the top stories about patents and inventions. The photophone, does that ring a bell? Coeur d'Alene Press. SOSA eHectors receives grant funding from Wellcome to advance the development of coordinate, differentiated oral antiviral small molecules to treat COVID-19, PR Newswire. This news center at BMU's law school will make key stakeholders part of the legal process and use AI. Here's how, edX Live. Penn Center for Innovation reports largest number of annual patents in 2021, the Daily Pennsylvanian. The Federal Circuit's sharp tongue when it comes to bad attorney behavior, intellectual property, United States, Mondac News alerts. Intellectual property in the UAE, what are your rights and offenses for violators? Intellectual property, United Arab Emirates, Mondac News alerts. DEG presents 5th annual Hedy Lamarr Award to Dolby's Poppy Crumb, Media Play News, Media Play News. Department of Justice considers limiting patent rights on industry standards, Bloomberg Law. Third Circ, Baxel Orioles win in Addie's whistleblower suit, Law 360. SNIPR Technologies Limited v. the Rockefeller University, PTAB 2021, J.D. Supra. The next headlines are from Quartz. Samsung installs new CEOs. Harvard is the first Ivy League university to recognize caste-based discrimination. Lying flat is officially one of China's top memes of 2021. For now, Covaxin's claim of efficacy against Omicron is little science and a lot of conjecture. 2021 is ending, but the Indian Tesla fans' wait isn't. Office chairs, engineered for extreme sitting. What a U.S. diplomatic boycott against the Beijing Olympics will entail. Ultra-fast delivery services are ditching the gig worker model. Almost 70% of Americans want vaccine mandates. New York City's new vaccine mandate is the U.S. private sector's strictest yet. The following headlines are from Tech Dirt. Public fallout over Take-Two playing IP troll begins. Devin Nunes retires from Congress to spend more time banning satirical cows from Trump's new social network. Clearview's facial recognition AI one of the best in the business, says NIST. NSO spyware used to snoop on U.S. State Department employees stationed in Uganda. Twitter admits it messed up in suspending accounts under its new policy, but policies like this will always lead to overblocking. Daily Deal, the web development crash course bundle. Chinese government is building a surveillance system that will target, track foreign journalists, students. GOP claim that Biden FCC nom Gigi-son wants to censor conservatives is AT&T and Rupert Murdoch-backed gibberish. We are now about 1/3 of the way through this daily news headlines podcast, a free service. Here, next, are the top trending keywords in Google web searches for today, a different window on world events. Bachelorette. Michael Bubble. Jonah Hill. Champions League. Nick Cannon. ABC. Emmett Till. Heisman finalists. Patriots. Kamala Harris Vice President. The next headlines are from RT, the first Russian news station in English. Pope likens EU to Nazis over word Christmas. Sudden toad invasion threatens humans and pets. Ukraine asks for weapons meant to fight Taliban, report. The U.S. is a cancer of the earth, Olympic icon hails holiday for world after Beijing boycott. Central Intelligence Agency director claims Russia turned his hair gray. How the West could punish Russia for invading Ukraine. Dozens of intensive care unit medics test positive for COVID-19 after Christmas party. 5 more European tourist hotspots now on COVID stop list. Fed bigger threat to stock markets than Omicron, Morgan Stanley. Russian Olympic Committee responds to U.S. boycott of Beijing Olympics. The next headlines are from Zero Hedge. 3D printed suicide capsule passes legal review in Switzerland. China rover discovers mystery hut on dark side of moon. 600 euros fines. What's the latest on Austria's compulsory vaccine plan? The hotspots of modern slavery. MP who claims she feels unsafe around maskless is pictured partying maskless. Finland to pick F-35 stealth jets to defend against Russian aggression. NATO takes another beating as EU adopts controversial paper which undermines it. Casademic, a hideous scandal of the irredeemably flawed PCR test. Looters target California pot shops, steal $5 million of product. China's growing nuclear program worries the Air Force. The following headlines are from Al Jazeera, Middle East News. U.S. Congressman to become CEO of Trump's social media firm. UAE announces 4.5-day work week, Saturday-Sunday weekend. U.S. Justice Dept closes Emmett Till lynching case without charges. Death toll from Indonesia's volcano eruption climbs to 34. UK's Kabul evacuation effort risked Afghan lives, whistleblower. Instagram to users, take a break. Basra explosion, several killed as blast rocks Iraqi city. The Cave, a puppeteer in Algeria. Throttle Queens, Kenyan motorcycling women. In the aluminum village, recycling in Benin. The next headlines are from Breitbart. NY Times coaches Joe Biden on how to give $450K payout to border crossers. Watch, Jen Psaki mocks free at-home COVID testing, already the norm in UK. Analysis, Biden's amnesty to cost Americans nearly $500 billion over 20 years. Prosecutor, Michigan school officials could be charged in Oxford school shooting. Donna Edwards, not fair media respects both sides when GOP is destroying democracy. Democrat Congressman, Biden letting U.S. play Olympics does not go far enough. Exclusive Dan Gaynor on Chris Cuomo, CNN didn't need him anymore after Andrew Cuomo's fall. Harvard poll, Trump would beat Biden if election held today. Exclusive Adam Townsend to political junkies, don't waste your emotional reservoir on politics, spend it on wealth creation to protect yourself. South Korea prompts nationwide parent outrage with child vaccination mandate. The next headlines are from UPI News. Man uses lottery numbers from dream to win $3.4 million jackpot. Missing cat reunited with Texas family after 6 years. Watch, 11-foot, 7-inch Hulk costume made from balloons breaks Guinness record. NC creates fishing record category for exceptionally large red hind. Florida police remove 5-foot snake found lurking inside resident's couch. Watch, stolen flamingo statue mysteriously returned to Florida chef's home. Watch, kitten rescued after more than week trapped in storm drain. Look, police chase loose camel through Kansas City. The following headlines are from Earth Files, updates on Earth and astronomical mysteries. What is cube-shaped object on moon's far side spotted by China rover? The following headlines are from goodnewsnetwork.org. This floating continent could collect and recycle plastic from the ocean in future. The real Moby Dick, mythic white sperm whale captured on film near Jamaica. A new stem cell treatment looks to have cured a man of type 1 diabetes. Impact-absorbing traffic light poles could save lives. You're tuned to No Views, daily automated podcast news. This is a report for Tuesday, December 7th. Thank you for listening. The next headlines are from Reddit Offbeat News. Armed robbers break into Palisades home during holiday party. Afghanistan museum reopens, with Taliban security. Neo discovers he still knows Kung Fu in latest Matrix Resurrections trailer. Ocean Spray intentionally labels its cranberry sauce upside down. A cocaine shipment was found floating off the Florida Keys. It weighed 69 pounds. T-Rex gets Christmas jumper at Natural History Museum in London. Fake meat industry eyes crickets, beetles, mealworms, maggots for burgers. Vacant piece of land less than 30 centimeters wide hits the Toronto market and it's attracting attention. Woman dies after attack by sheep. A Colorado sheriff's office said it didn't intend to be insensitive after it tweeted a photo of Santa getting a concealed carry permit. The next headlines are from a site called The Next Web. Does having an European HQ still matter in a remote world? Absolutely. The popular family safety app Life 360 is selling precise location data on its tens of millions of users. How to make all your WhatsApp messages self-destruct by default. The Google Pixel's new Snapchat shortcut kinda feels like bloatware. What AI researchers can learn from the NFL Combine. Bus drivers' brainwaves will be monitored in South Korean safety pilot. Human intuition and machine reasoning, AI's helping us solve giant math puzzles. Why we cannot charge lithium-ion F batteries in a few minutes. What we know about Biden's alliance for the future of the internet. Private space stations are coming. What can tourists expect? The following headlines are from Science Daily. New type of earthquake discovered. Too dry, too hot, or too wet, increasing weather persistence in European summer. Researchers cracked the synthetic code of rare molecules sought after in drug development. Long-range four-stranded DNA structures found to play a role in rare aging disease. Liquid crystals for fast-switching devices. Male spiders are attracted by a female-like planets orbiting a star. Minimal effort required, a 10-minute run can boost brain processing. The sunshine vitamin that delivers on cardio health. Space flight wreaks havoc on liver metabolism. Diagnosis from the sky, catching insect infestations within forests before it's too late. The next headlines are from Information Week. Ex-Googlers ethical AI startup models more inclusive approach. Future-proofing software delivery with value stream management. How to choose which RPA intelligent automation platform is right for you. Optimizing your cybersecurity budget. 3 steps to take when implementing cloud-to-edge service models. 7 tech trends that will change the fintech industry in 2022. This is a reading of news headlines. This broadcast was created on Tuesday, December 7th from over 100 sources, to give you a bigger picture of the news. The next headlines are from NASA News. La NASA selecciona nuevos candidatos a astronauta. NASA selects new astronaut recruits to train for future missions. NASA to highlight new science findings, missions during AGU meeting. The next headlines are from the Salt Lake Tribune. Lieutenant Governor Deidre Henderson names new state elections director. Florida State beats Bayou on penalty kicks for Women's National Soccer Championship. This is how Utah football fans can buy tickets to the Rose Bowl. Bayou football sets aside any New Year's Six disappointment as the Cougars begin preparing for UAB. This is when Utah ski and snowboard resorts expect to open. Man charged with attempted murder in connection with police shootout that wounded officer. Bagley cartoon, activist judges. Utah's COVID-19 death toll is nearly 3,600. Road rage leads to shooting in Salt Lake County, authorities say. Winter storm, colder weather headed to Utah this week. The next headlines are from Slashdot, tech news for nerds. France to mimic Musk with own SpaceX-style launcher, minister says. Mysterious galaxy without dark matter puzzles astronomers. SolarWinds hackers have a whole bag of new tricks for mass compromise attacks. China modified the weather to create clear skies for political celebration, study finds. DeepMind cracks not conjecture that bedeviled mathematicians for decades. Meta has a moral obligation to make its mental health research transparent, scientists say. Eurostar tests facial recognition system on London train station. Verizon might be collecting your browsing history. Toyota plans $1.29 billion electric vehicle battery factory in North Carolina. Self-described Bitcoin creator must pay $100 million in suit. The next headlines are from Fox St. Louis. Webster Grove City Council votes on $320 million mixed-use project tonight. B State implements new security measures following the shooting of Metro bus driver. 42 dogs rescued from puppy mill in southern Missouri. Eureka just made handle flipping illegal to curb car break-ins. Person of interest in custody after shooting of Metro bus driver. Lake St. Louis man pleads guilty to participating in Capitol riot on January 6. Missouri warns of European scammer sending fake vaccine text. Trial underway for wife in death of Missouri snake breeder. Police, second grader brought loaded handgun to St. Louis school. Fort Leonard Wood soldier part of murder investigation hours after wedding. These are the current headlines from the world's most interesting news websites. Thank you for listening. The next headlines are from Fox San Diego. 75-year-old woman reported missing from senior living facility. San Diego gas prices dip slightly amid Omicron COVID variant concerns. 10 counter-protesters charged for alleged violence at Pacific Beach March. Autopsy, North County Jail inmate died of drug overdose. Should California reform its recall process? Lawmakers meet to discuss changes. NASA's 10 new astronauts, pilots, doctor, physicist, and UC San Diego grad. Pedestrian killed by coaster train in Del Mar. Travelers adjust to new COVID testing requirements. Mother, son identified as victims in deadly home shooting. Hillside La Jolla estate with 18-person jacuzzi listed for $4.30 m. The following headlines are from Defense Blog. Ukrainian Army receives 44 new Kozak-2M1 armored vehicles. French aerospace firm acquires U.S.-based navigation aids business. Last of batch of Spain-made armored vehicles delivered to Portugal. U.S. Army to receive 110 next-gen PRSM missiles in 2022. Finland reportedly moving toward buy of F-35 in $11 billion tender. The next headlines are from SUP China, top news about China. Kuwait, China's collector of stories, makes his next move. U.S. announces diplomatic boycott of Beijing 2022 Olympics. CSL season set to resume with Chinese soccer in crisis. This is the No Views, daily automated podcast news. Today, in the GMT time zone, is Tuesday, December 7, 2021. Now, more headlines. The next headlines are from KRON4 San Francisco. San Francisco restaurants may be forced to remove parklets. Motorcyclist dies following collision with truck in Fremont. District Attorney Chisa Boudin defends his record against critics. San Francisco restaurant receives hateful reviews in case of mistaken identity. Why was the Michigan shooting suspect sent back to class? Chevy Chase takes drive-through orders at South Carolina fast food restaurant. Pedestrian fatally struck by car in San Jose. State lawmakers meet again to re-evaluate California recall process. Omicron v Delta, Bay Area doctors offer cautious optimism about new variant. Unvaccinated patients would pay their own hospital bills under new proposal. The next headlines are from the Daily Herald. Tumultuous season ends with Oregon seeking new head coach. Emmett Till investigation closed by feds, no new charges. Antetokounmpo scores 27 on 27th birthday, Bucks win 112-104. Storm sweeps Hawaii, brings threat of catastrophic floods. Round Lake Beach man accused of stabbing girlfriend, leaving her in parking lot. East Dundee man gets 20 years for his role in Carpentersville murder. Schaumburg drafts 4-year plan to improve bicycle friendliness. St. Charles family starts toy drive in memory of 18-month-old son who drowned last year. State senators to hold hearing on tollway leadership shuffling. As COVID-19 case average rises 73% in 2 weeks, doctor says act as if Omicron is in Illinois. The following headlines are from Seattle PI. Governor Inslee, state lawmakers in talks about delaying Washington's new payroll tax set to start in 2022. Your guide to the best holiday light displays around Seattle. The next alerts are from the Global Disaster Alerting and Coordination System, a cooperative effort from disaster managers worldwide. Green earthquake alert, magnitude 5.6 m, depth 31.38 km, in Peru July 12, 2021, 9:39 UTC, 230,000 people within 100 kilometers. Green earthquake alert, magnitude 5.5 m, depth 10 km, in mid-Indian Ridge July 12, 2021, 2:44 UTC, no people within 100 kilometers. Drought is ongoing in Argentina, Bolivia, Brazil, Peru, Paraguay, Uruguay. Drought is ongoing in Bhutan, China, India, Myanmar. Drought is ongoing in Angola, Democratic Republic of Congo. Drought is ongoing in Democratic Republic of Congo, Kenya, Somalia, Tanzania, Uganda. Drought is ongoing in United States. Drought is ongoing in Argentina, Chile. Drought is ongoing in Italy. Drought is ongoing in Kyrgyzstan, Kazakhstan, Russia, Turkmenistan, Uzbekistan. You are hearing the No Views, daily automated podcast news. Today is Tuesday, December 7th in the Greenwich Mean Time zone. Headlines here were found today in news feeds from around the world, but we do focus on the USA, one of the world's current 195 countries. Now, more news. The next headlines are from ABC Houston. Cooling off overnight, even stronger cold front this weekend. Biden to warn Putin of economy-jarring sanctions if he invades Ukraine. Pearl Harbor Remembrance Day, a look back at December 7, 1941. New U.S. travel rules, what you need to know about the changes prompted by Omicron. Woman tests positive for Omicron variant in Northwest Harris County, judge says. Brazoswood HS football player in intensive care unit after alleged attack by teammate, they left him on the road. Harris County sergeant brutally attacked and sexually assaulted by inmate, sheriff's office says. HPD investigating shooting that injured 2 teens in Northwest Houston. Drama, makeups, and breakups on The Bachelorette, the men tell all. Brother of innocent man hit and killed by police during chase, he was just going for a haircut. The following headlines are from China Post, top news about China, Taiwan and the world. Dutch court upholds Gantz immunity in Israeli airstrike case. Explainer, Chinese builders' debt struggle rattles investors. Global stocks follow Wall Street higher as virus fears ease. Column, U.S. dignitaries shun Olympics, what about sponsors? German parliament to debate job-specific vaccine mandate. Update CECC reveals second PCR tests show only 1 migrant fisherman infected. The following headlines are from The Gothamist. Experience the magic of New York City's longest outdoor illuminated color spectacle. Judge orders greater access to medical care at Rikers Island. Extra, are these the greatest NYC movies of all time? With a month left in office and a potential run for governor, de Blasio makes a political bet on vaccine mandates. It's irrational, about half of applicants seeking FEMA funds for Ida flooding in Queens and Bronx received it, data shows. Half of East River Park closed to public as flood protection project begins. This year's Christmas tree shortage is real. Great tavern-style pizza and other Midwest favorites now being served in the West Village. Interview, John Wilson explains how to make a show with John Wilson. Early edition, the hottest new millennial trend is riding a will. We hope you are enjoying this podcast. If you have a suggestion for a new RSS feed we should add, please leave it in a comment on our YouTube page. The next headlines are from globalissues.org. Omicron in developing countries, where threats are the greatest. Climate change, adapt for the future, not the past. Women sweep UN's 2021 Champions of the Earth Awards. All humans are born equal in rights, that's still far from being true. Poor communities on the Salvadoran coast face constant threat of eviction. COVID-19, students face $17 trillion loss in lifetime earnings. General Assembly defers decision on Afghanistan and Myanmar seats. Dr. Congo, limitations to strictly military approach to stem violence, mission chief warns. Africa should bargain hard for COVID vaccine equity, lessons from Indonesia during avian flu. Severe cash crunch threatens WFP operations in Ethiopia. The next headlines are from blacklistednews.com. New York will require full vaccination to access restaurants, gyms and entertainment. 5-year-olds need at least one shot. Senator Rand Paul will force a vote to block $650 million arms sale to Saudi Arabia. Mayhem beneath the surface of the stock market. The insanely dark story behind Poltergeist and its young star Heather O'Rourke. Biden Surgeon General, even tripled vaxxed still have to wear masks indoors. Verizon may have just enrolled you in a data collection scheme. Here's how to get out. Big Food says the transition to the New World Order food system is already well underway. A lithium tech that may send the F-boom into overdrive. Oregon moves to make indoor mask mandate permanent. Mainstream economists are struggling to hide the incoming economic collapse. The following headlines are from Snopes, a fact-checking service. Does Rebecca Black's Friday have no dislikes on YouTube? Did 3 men die after being trapped 16 days in sunken Pearl Harbor battleship? No, the Patriot Front far-right rally in D.C. was not faked. Did Dakota's Steakhouse in Texas defend an LGBTQ server? U.S. religious group says Haitian gang releases 3 hostages. O'Neill, Miazzo, Hodges, caught, Oliva, Fowler get baseball hot. NYC to impose vaccine mandate on private sector employers. Did Trump send this phallic Christmas card in 2021? Skiing Santa's back to shredding Maine slopes for charity. UK police contacted over report of cocaine use in Parliament. We are now about 2/3 of the way through today's news headlines. When everything is working, this feed will auto-update 3 times per day. Join us daily to stay informed. The next headlines are from the Daily Beast. Man beheads pregnant sister with a sickle, then poses for a selfie with her remains, police say. Sex and the slow, painful death of Vanderpump Rules. Sean Suiter was about to testify against his fellow cops, then he wound up dead. Democratic exodus from Congress could supercharge the squad. Team Biden straining to avoid repeat Russia invasion of Ukraine. Zephyr teach out on when Andrew Cuomo's BFF tried to intimidate her. When the New York Times bet it all on the Pentagon Papers. In Costa Rica, this group makes sure your tourist dollars go to real locals. Russian propaganda brags of Putin's military blackmail against the U.S. SNL alums Rachel Dratch and Donna Gastier reunite for the ultimate Christmas movie parody. The next headlines are from the New York Post. Cagney and Lacey Sharon Gless, I thought I was gay and hit on Rosie O'Donnell. U.S. observes 80th anniversary of attack on Pearl Harbor. NFL power rankings for Week 14, Patriots in full control of AFC. Chuji, Omicron among 2021's most mispronounced words. UPenn transgender swimmer continues dominant season with more record-breaking wins. The following headlines are from astronomy.com. 50 years on Mars. Do you have what it takes to be an astronaut? You're tuned to the No Views, daily automated podcast news. If you are hearing this, you found something super unknown. Congratulations. Now back to the headlines. The next science headlines are from CBS News. Atlas V rocket launches 2 Space Force satellites. CES, scientists on whether current vaccines can fight Omicron. Omicron variant spreads as vaccination rate hovers near 60%. Scientists studying whether Omicron is more resistant to vaccines. Scientists and students learn from volcanic eruption. Omicron, what we know about the new COVID variant. What a former CDC director says about Omicron. The next headlines are from the New York Daily News. Gen Z hit hardest mentally by pandemic, survey. LA man charged with murder of California philanthropist Jacqueline Avant, wife of music icon. Emmett Till investigation ends with Justice Department unable to confirm witness lied, report. Colorado Sheriff's Department apologizes for photo of Santa getting concealed handgun permit. Governor Hochul says at least a dozen Omicron variant cases have hit New York. De Blasio mandates COVID vaccine for NYC private sector workers in preemptive strike against Omicron. NY Lieutenant Governor Brian Benjamin changes answers on background check after news expose. GOP Rep Nunes leaving Congress for Trump's social media firm. Man accused of harassing judge in ex-cop Kim Potter's manslaughter trial. NYC expands indoor COVID vaccine mandate to cover kids ages 5-11. The following headlines are from military.com. Biden-Putin talks on Ukraine crisis rooted in older dispute. We have put you in an unsafe condition, top Navy officials apologize for tainted water at Pearl Harbor. Okinawa-based Marine receives National Service Award for helping suicidal colleague. Bob Dole to Lyon State at Capitol as Nation Honors Senator. NASA's 10 new astronauts, pilots, doctor, physicist, cyclist. Former Trump officials hit roadblock in effort to force way back onto Naval Academy board. U.S. plans diplomatic boycott of Beijing Winter Olympics. Family of 6, including child, wounded in U.S. strike in Syria. 101-year-old returns to Pearl Harbor to remember those lost. The Pearl Harbor Memorial is littered with errors. This Navy vet is trying to get them fixed. The next headlines are from the Chicago Tribune. West Humboldt Park neighbors pushing for benefits agreement before Amazon facility arrives. Mud, wipeouts and heckling, crazy and weird sport of cyclocross brings national championships to Wheaton. Oak Park River Forest student activities returned but with tightened COVID-19 rules. Like something out of Looney Tune Adventures, Jussie Smollett finally tells jury his version of attack prosecutors allege he orchestrated on himself. Gary family wins $18 million against trucking firms after son was struck in 2016 in Sauk Village. Mud, wipeouts and heckling, cyclocross brings national championships to Wheaton. College prep program Chicago Scholars joins forces with Chapin Hall at the University of Chicago to possibly change lives. Police investigating after shooting at near Northside Hotel causes damage to guest room. A CPS class roommate has died of COVID-19. His co-workers at Carnegie School, where cases have spiked, want more safety protections. Corrections and clarifications. The following headlines are from FIS.org. Thousands of turtles lay eggs on Nicaraguan coast. Indonesia volcano eruption death toll rises to 34. Japanese tycoon excited ahead of trip to International Space Station. New study outlines high costs of extreme heat in Phoenix. Montana seeks to end protections for glacier area grizzlies. Researchers create contamination test for dairy products, using technology that can be printed inside containers. Storm sweeps Hawaii, brings threat of catastrophic floods. Rocket flies high over Norway in scientists' atmosphere experiment. Study reveals how bacterial pathogen adapts to nutritional stress. How two scientists are balancing the planet's natural carbon budget. Thank you for listening and for staying informed. This audio was produced today, Tuesday, December 7th, in the GMT time zone. The next headlines are from Discover magazine. Map the world's coral reefs for NASA with NemoNet. Salamanders can do what? Big blast from Indonesia's Semeru kills at least 14 people. Listening to the brain to improve depression treatment. Loss of smell identification linked to dementia, Parkinson's. The 6 best rated dog foods. The next headlines are from the Seattle Times. Blast levels French building, at least 1 dead, toddler found. Armed gangs raise risks in vaccinating rural Nigerians. Stellantis AI strategy targets $22.6 billion in revenues by 2030. Cambodia's premier to visit military-led Myanmar next month. The following headlines are from MercuryNews.com. The Jets defense gets all the respect it deserves. Bridge, December 7, 2021. Horoscopes December 7, 2021, Ellen Burstyn, share your enthusiasm with others. Word Game, December 7, 2021. Ask Amy, is there another way to interpret this text from my boyfriend? Harriet Cole, this year of high school is just too much for me. Miss Manners, the bride now thinks these friends aren't worthy of her wedding. Dear Abby, I'm tired of hearing how much she detests this man. Disneyland sets launch date, prices for Genie Plus replacement for free Fast Pass. This bizarre creature is a massive sunfish spotted near off California shoreline. The next headlines are from the Washington Times. Senator Cynthia Lummis calls for state role on species as grizzly bear revival gets hairy. Jussie Smollett, Don Lemon tipped me off about Chicago police. Mark Short, Mike Pence chief of staff, cooperating with January 6th commission. Senate Republicans introduce bill to crack down on Palestine martyr payments. Democrats at one-time filibuster carve out to hike the debt ceiling. Regular churchgoers top Gallup's mental health poll, Democrats bring up rear. Stakes mounting as Putin, Biden to hold summit. Inside the Beltway, federal government rated lower than socialism. Pacific chief says China's military buildup largest since World War II. Devin Nunes retiring from Congress, report. The next headlines are from The Intercept. The paycheck paradox, what's missing when we talk about the economy? This is No Views, daily automated podcast news. You are hearing headlines for Tuesday, December 7, 2021. Now more. The next headlines are from the Chicago Sun-Times. Snow Queen, the puppet's charm and the story thrills in House's wintry wonderland. Menu planner, broccoli and goat cheese frittata so good, you won't miss meat. 3-shot Monday in Chicago. Man found fatally shot in Marquette Park, police. Horoscope for Tuesday, December 7, 2021. With DeMar DeRozan in the protocols, undermanned Bulls beat Nuggets. Illinois tops Iowa 87-83 to move to 2-0 in Big Ten. Jussie Smollett takes the stand in his defense. 12-year-old girl wounded in downtown shooting. Okay, now I've heard it all. The next headlines are from the Times of India. Vicky Katrina wedding, Rohit Shetty won't attend. International arrivals, government updates rules, at risk list. Lal Tapawayala red alert for up, says PM Modi in Jibat SP. Sensex, Nifty and higher as Omicron jitters wane. Vicky Katrina wedding, guest gets special hamper. Are children at risk of developing severe Omicron infection? Prominent Indian origin spinners representing other nations. Bride rides horse and dances to reach groom's home. Buying Windows PC laptop, here's the best configuration to go for. OnePlus Buds Z2 to launch in India soon, specs and likely price. You are hearing today's news headlines. These headlines are for Tuesday, December 7th, 2021. Now more. The next headlines are from the Houston Press. Houston Texans must do some self-examination in final 5 games. Houston's history of Black-Jewish relationships. Things to do. Jeff Rosenstock, White Oak Music Hall, December 10, 2021. Popping in at Post Houston. Opinion: if Roe falls, let's require organ donation. Underground newspaper Space City, celebrated a new book. Colts squash Texans in a rout, 31-0. Things to do. Upcoming food and drink events in Houston this week. Things to do. Listen to Never Forget by Lee Oscar. Review: a Beatles holiday cabaret with Music Box Theater. The next headlines are about world records making news. From doing a free live gig to breaking the Guinness World Record, Louis Tomlinson is a household name. Women's era. Bahrain's Attiyah receives royal praise for breaking marathon world record. The Daily Tribune. Kingdom of Bahrain, News of Bahrain. DT News. German couple sets record for Christmas trees. Amazon Now. Chiranjeevi has a world record this time. Telugu News, IndiaGlitz.com. All hands on deck for record-setting beach cleanup. WPTV.com. Guinness World Record for cloud learning broken. Education Technology. A couple in the German town of Rinteln wins the world record title with their 444 Christmas trees in one home. The Union Leader. Pro cyclist Amanda Coker interview. Amanda Coker cycling records. Bicycling. Amanda Coker broke 11 world records in a single ride. This is how she did it. Yahoo Lifestyle. 11-foot, 7-inch Hulk costume made from balloons breaks Guinness record. UP.com. The next headlines are from Gizmodo. My crypto wallet collapses and leaves Bitcoin traders stranded. Report. Light 360, the company buying Tile, is purportedly selling the location data of millions of families and kids. The Batman's Penguin TV show will, unsurprisingly, bring back Colin Farrell. Devin Nunes joins Trump's shady tech venture just as it's under federal investigation. Star Wars Hunters looks way more fascinatingly weird than it should. UK scientists are testing a new, minimally invasive weight loss surgery. James Cameron's unmade Spider-Man movie would have been spectacularly generic. Sharks amassing on the East Coast is totally normal, uprising not imminent. Founder of massive robo-text service accused of running secret spying operation. Report. Google's Pixel Watch just leaked, and my anticipation is now dangerously high. What place in the world had the hottest and coolest temperatures today? According to ElDoradoWeather.com, the hottest place on Earth in the past 24 hours was Kokstad in South Africa at 128.84 degrees Fahrenheit or 53.8 degrees Celsius. The coldest recorded weather temperature on Earth in the past 24 hours was Delayankir in Russia at minus 73.84 degrees Fahrenheit or minus 58.8 degrees Celsius. The following headlines are from Ars Technica. Microsoft seizes domains used by highly sophisticated hackers in China. OneDrive joins Dropbox in committing to native M1 Mac support. COVID outbreak on cruise ship in New Orleans may be due to Omicron. T-Mobile inexplicably rejected iPhone 13 rebates worth hundreds of dollars. Neo discovers he still knows Kung Fu in latest Matrix Resurrections trailer. Raven software developers walk off the job to protest QA layoffs. Asus new MacBook Pro rival costs $5,000. SolarWinds hackers have a whole bag of new tricks for mass compromise attacks. After a thorough review, NASA awards additional astronaut flights to SpaceX. Inflation threatens record pace of renewable power rollout. The following headlines are from Raw Story. Mitch McConnell is hatching a plan to avert future government shutdown, but it would give credit to Dems. Steve Bannon to try turning his contempt trial into being all about Joe Biden, court documents. Oxford school shooter appears disoriented in newly released video, and brother admits parents gave him weed. Trump endorses David Perdue for Georgia governor, officially throwing Brian Kemp under the bus. Why Trump hasn't been charged with obstruction, even after admitting to it on Fox News, ex-FBI agent. Coup memo lawyer says he doesn't want to comply with subpoenas, then complains about criminal contempt charges. Pence may have let Mark Short testify to sabotage Trump's 2024 efforts, CNN reporter. Merrick Garland shivering under his desk, ex-US officials slam Department of Justice for lack of action on criminal Trump. Missouri second grader brought his parents' loaded gun to school to show off to classmates, police. Mark Meadows drops new details on just how bad Trump's COVID illness really was. The next headlines are from Mother Jones. Canadian pilots rally to supply towns isolated by flooding. The guy who tried to sue a fake Twitter cow is going to lead Trump's media company. The Justice Department is suing Texas for gerrymandered maps. Donald Trump suggests Georgia's GOP primary will be rigged. How is the U.S. actually doing on tracking variants like Omicron? We asked some experts. Foreclosures are fueling America's racial wealth gap. New report leaves activists doubting administration's fossil fuel pledges. The next items are today's top search results for Bigfoot. Bigfoot mystery deepens as famous 1967 video of Sasquatch scanned with revolutionary tech, Daily Express. Native American fry bread has a place in North Texas, Texas Monthly. The next items are today's top search results for extraterrestrial life. 10 resolutions every Nevada traveler should make, Travel Nevada. Elon Musk's imaginary world, Vox. Best sci-fi movies of all time, Space.com. $500 million in Bitcoin, lost in the dump, The New Yorker. The following items are today's top search results for the term neuroplasticity. Free recall scaling laws and short-term memory effects in a latching attractor network, pnas.org. Listening to favorite music improves brain plasticity, study, Hindustan Times. The next items are the top results for news about longevity and immortality. Longevity experts predict these at-home resources will add years to your life, mindbodygreen.com. We are nearing the end of this broadcast. This report is for Tuesday, December 7th, 2021 in the GMT time zone. What cities are in that time zone? Well, Reykjavik, Iceland, for one. You might wonder if our server is in Reykjavik. It could be. The following is from the UFO Chronicles. Skinwalker Ranch owner, Brandon Fugel responds to contrary analysis of paranormal activity. That's it for now. Thanks for enjoying today's newsfeed headlines. This, indeed, has been a No Views, daily automated podcast newscast for Tuesday, December 7th, 2021. Bookmark us and tune in each day to our free automated podcast to find out what's going on, around, and, sometimes, light years, beyond the Earth. Fair use statement. Newsite is a US-based educational not-for-profit news site. We use only parts of content, in transformative ways and without market usurpation. This means you are still going to want to read the original if you are interested in it beyond the headline and any comments we make. We provide links to original sources wherever possible. If you have any copyright concern, please contact us via our About page for immediate remedy. Contact us, Zeno at XENOMAILS 2021 by Newsite. All rights reserved.